Okay, let's unpack this. Um, Imagine you are an air traffic controller, right? But instead of managing airplanes, you are seamlessly commanding four entirely different computer systems.
All sitting right there on your desk.
Exactly, yeah, using just one single keyboard and mouse.
I mean, that level of centralized command is the dream, you know? You aren't like rolling your chair down a row of monitors to find the right mouse. You are just locked in.
Right. And today's deep dive is about a device built specifically for that mission. We are looking at a spec sheet from HDTVSupply for a piece of hardware that costs, well, about as much as a used car.
Yeah, $2,599 KVM switch.
The Smart-AVI SM-QKVM-PRO-S, to be exact. And our goal today is to figure out why anyone drops that kind of money on a single switch when, you can grab a basic one online for like 20 bucks.
Well, it really comes down to its dual screen architecture because a basic KVM switch operates like a train track switch, right? You just physically divert your monitor and keyboard from track A to track B.
Right, so you completely lose sight of the first track.
Exactly. But what's fascinating here is how this Smart-AVI unit changes that dynamic. It features two monitor outputs. So one is purely for active control, like the specific machine you are typing on.
Right.
But the second output is a dedicated preview screen.
Oh, so it's almost like having a glass floor in your control room. You're
Yeah.
actively driving one train, but you can always see the other three running simultaneously right beneath you.
That is a perfect way to visualize it. And you can configure that preview layout however you need, you know. Put it in quad mode to see all four screens equally, or dual mode for a split screen.
Or even PIP mode, right? Picture in picture.
Yeah, exactly, giving you one large main view with three live thumbnails along the side.
Okay, so what does this all mean? Because I'm looking at the video specifications here, and I have to stop you. It outputs DVI-D video up to 1920 by 1200 resolution at 60 hertz.
Right.
We live in an era where, I can buy a 4K monitor at a big box store for 300 bucks.
Right.
Why is a professional dropping $2,500 on a box that taps out at an old 1080p equivalent?
I get that. But because if you are using this, you aren't watching a blockbuster movie or playing high-end video games. You are prioritizing absolute, unshakable reliability over, like, cinematic pixel counts.
Because of the connection type.
Yes. Unlike HDMI or DisplayPort, which constantly perform these digital handshakes that can drop or flicker, DVI-D uses a hard, dedicated, pin-to-pin connection for uncompressed video. It is just a rock-solid data pipe.
Meaning the screen never goes black for 3 seconds while it searches for an input.
Never. And to protect that stability, the hardware actually lets you set user-defined frame rates for each individual input.
Wait, really? You can manually dial down the frame rate on specific machines?
Yeah, you are literally budgeting the data flow.
Wow.
By dropping the frame rate on your less important background servers, the hardware physically reserves its processing power. That guarantees zero latency on your mission-critical active screen.
It really is an absolute control tower. And it goes beyond video, too. The unit has USB 2.0 ports built directly in, so you are sharing peripherals like printers or secure USB drives across all four systems natively.
Natively, yeah. Plus, you can jump between views using physical tack switches on the front panel, keyboard hotkeys, or even RS-232 serial commands.
Which is a crucial feature, right?
Absolutely. Because those RS-232 commands allow you to tie this switch directly into legacy industrial automation systems. It doesn't just sit on a desk. It integrates seamlessly into heavy-duty automated workflows.
So if you are building a high-stakes financial trading desk, or an intense security monitoring room, or managing complex industrial servers, you just can't afford screen clutter or a dropped signal.
Exactly. This device is the pinnacle of physical data control.
And that brings us to an interesting takeaway. With software increasingly allowing us to share mice and keyboard